Welcome back to the Laser Focus Solutions Media channel. I'm your host, Chris Godwin, and just wanted to bring a little short clip of today's activities. Today we actually had 3 service calls. Just a day in life of what it looks like to be a home repair handyman guy out there in the field. So 3 calls today. The first call we went out on this morning, client asked us to fix his picture wall. He had a total of 35 pictures along a wall that not sure who in the home put them up, but they were a little on the crooked side, which he was very aware of. So we went ahead and the tools we used for this, I actually have a laser level. So I just use a paint pole, basically stand it up, run it through the ladder, 4-foot ladder, and then I attach the laser level to the pole, and then from there I'm able to get my vertical and my horizontal where I want. So what I did in that case was I found center of the wall from one side to the other, and then I found a good place of where again, these were already they were already up, so I was simply just trying to get it back to level, let's call it. So I had a good reference point to start with. And in this case, we didn't really shift things very much one way or the other. It was just once we started to kind of get things in line, it was a matter of getting the spacing correctly. So some were 2 3/4, some were 2 7/8. So we went ahead and went 3 inches consistently, and blocked them out and just followed that laser level, And what I did was I made sure that the center line, I got the one side of the picture frame and then the bottom. Once I knew that was true, a starting point, then I knew I could go 3 inches to my right with my 3 pictures and then 3 inches to the left with my 3 pictures, and I was good to go. Same thing. Then I raised it up 3 inches, the laser level, found my center again, and just continue that on. So 35 pictures all in all, taking them down, putting them back up. While we were there, he asked us to fix his son's curtain rod that was falling down. So that was a matter of understanding, okay, is there a stud behind there? Which there was. The screws that were being used were not quite long enough to go through the drywall into the stud. So we at Laser Focus Solutions out of Delaware here, we ride around with an enclosed trailer. We do our best to bring, we don't have everything on that, but we try our best to bring the basic hardware stuff. So in this case, I did have in my surplus the screws that would fit that curtain rod, and they were long enough to get into the stud. So that was a fix there. And then lastly, he asked us to go out and work on install 2 pictures. So I went ahead and just put those up as well, using simple things of a tape measure and finding the center of the doorway, center between the doorway and the ceiling. And then what you do is you compensate, right? So on the back of a picture, and most times there's going to be hooks pre-hung. So in this case, they were about a 1/2 inch down. So I went ahead and just stuck, off the ceiling, came down about 2.5 inches, and went ahead and mounted those up. So all in all, it was a good trip. Did have one minor mishap. I did hang a picture on the wrong wall, but that's just keep that between you and me. The client, he did take me to a doorway and said he wanted a picture hung, and he kind of pointed there. I didn't realize on the other side of that doorway there was 3 other doors. So I hung it on the first door, and so that was not the right door. So lesson learned there. Went ahead and got out the 5-minute mud, presented a patch, and we'll come back and make good on that. We'll go ahead and prime and paint that back up and move on. So lesson learned. But out of that, the client, is very pleased with the work that we performed. He'd like us to come back and put a shower holder, in the bathroom. And he also wanted us to look at measuring out a coffered ceiling in his vaulted 2nd floor, living room area there. So that's an exciting project. We love doing stuff like that. Second call of the day was returning to a client's house and seeing what was wrong with their pool, and got that operational. And then the last call of the day was an estimate. So we actually were asked to come out and look at some shutters, maybe painted, and basically paint around the front door, I believe was the other request. So it wasn't a crazy busy day, which worked out pretty well because my truck it's my daily driver, is actually in the shop getting fixed, and we needed to get some tires and rims and replacements, so we had to run around and do some errands as well. So aside from that, did stop and see a repeat customer, collected some money from a job completed. We just crossed paths yesterday, so we didn't meet up. So consistent, great client. Just went ahead and went back today and collected that. And then just threw 2-3 estimates out on the street. So all in all, this was a day in life. We built out, for today. It was a lower billable day, let's call it. But it was the right bill, right, for the customer. So in this case, this is what we have. We're working on a bunch of stuff behind the scenes. You know what I mean? That's what we're continuing to do. So appreciate the time. Peace.